Orient Express, there's a murder on the train, and cannibal accent, here's the show. Wah!
I think you will find that we all have our own terrible French accents, even though he...
French, I am from Belgium.
Yeah, I was going to say, even though he is Belgian.
Who is the real Belgian amongst us?
We are all Belgian. Sean, give me a Belgian.
It's supposed to be Belgian?
Yes, he says in the first fucking 5 minutes of the film, I am Belgian.
It's like a running joke with Agatha Christie. It's like, how many times can we call him French before he gets almightily offended?
So, welcome back to Hurd Ya Saw. I hope my phone has not just crashed. Oh, God, hold on. Have we still... Okay, we still have it. Wonderful. Welcome back to a special, sinister, murder-themed... Jesus Christ.
Your accent is arguably better than Kenneth Branagh's.
It's entirely possible. Jesus Christ. So we just watched Murder of the Orient Express.
Did anyone think this was going to be a good film?
No.
No. Okay. Did anyone think it would be this bad?
I had hopes.
It was a specific bad.
So, full disclosure, I don't know anything about Murder on the Orient Express apart from it exists and it was written by Agatha Christie and has Hercule Poirot in it.
I've
know
watched
that
a
either.
TV movie so many times.
Is the ending always what the ending in that film was?
Where they're at the Last Supper?
Yeah.
In a tunnel?
Should we say this?
Yeah, there's gonna be like
Oh,
you can't
yeah.
talk about a
Just
mystery film
please
without
just let
like.
me recount the plot.
Oh, okay. Wait. So I should do the fucking title drop of the. Did I already do that?
I don't know.
It's
I
hard to
did-
say, yeah, you said
Yeah,
it.
it's well. Sorry.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Before we get into the recounting of the plot, let's just do our one-line hot takes. The hottest of Belgique takes. Oh God, this podcast is a spiral. Sean is eating, so I turn to Racy. Give me a one-line hot take.
It wasn't just Johnny Depp that died in that cinema.
Fuck that guy.
Have you been workshopping that through the whole film? You're just like, I've got one. This is gonna be so good.
I had so many. I was gonna be like, choo choo, all aboard on the Murder Express.
Oh God, EJ.
It is a mystery how that film was made with that dude as the leading character.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he was the director.
But like,
I've also
Why?
discovered you can have your mustache can have a mustache.
Yes.
I never knew it was
I
possible.
couldn't look away from how terrible that prosthetic was.
I'd probably said moustache more than anything.
That was. I don't remember anything else.
Shay.
Finally, a film so current of our time that we see Johnny Depp, perhaps one of the most previously celebrated actors,
What? Who's
as
celebrating
a
him?
terrible previously used
Yeah,
to.
before like all that shit came out. When he was first
Now-
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Now a retrobate and having every other major famous movie star stab him.
I feel like they might have cast him on purpose.
Yeah.
They're like, who do we want to see die on screen?
Sean.
This donut is more entertaining than the film.
Fair enough.
Oh, and we had a bite of that, and it wasn't that good.
Oh, that's crushing.
That's grim.
I think.
Actually, alright.
I
Oh,
think
I'm glad you liked
my
First
one.
thought on the donut.
My
Donut adventure.
my one line hot take is it was like a really serious episode of Spitting Image with just a bunch of weird disembodied puppets fleshily mashing up against each other, saying lines that no human would say. Well, Kenneth Branagh looks kind of confused.
In close-up.
Always in close-up.
It's like he was about to cry at any given second.
It was all so emotional.
Catherine.
Shall we
No,
recount
my-
what the...
What the fuck was with the whole... Oh, Catherine, I've got to talk to your photograph.
And then we never
Oh
see her
no,
again.
my frame of her broke. It is upsetting. I could just replace the frame, but no.
It is symbolism, how you say. EJ, have a crack at this. I mean, I mean, I'll say proviso. It's Murder on the Orient Express. If you've read the book, apparently it's something like this.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Have you read it?
No, but I've watched the.
Okay.
Films.
Well, let's recount the plot. Kenneth Branagh is a detective who's basically a Belgian Sherlock Holmes and
Yes.
is even less likable than Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Which Sherlock Holmes?
The most recent one.
Because I
There
don't
are
like.
3 most recent
Oh,
ones.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
Benedict
say.
Cumberbatch bullshit.
Okay, yeah, he
Okay.
sucks. I was gonna
Okay.
say because I quite like Robert Downey Jr.'s
No,
performance.
he's fine. The
Yeah.
other guy. So he exists and is the world's best detective.
I
as
am
he
probably
says.
the greatest detective in the universe.
Yeah, him.
I am
So-
on a par with God.
Yeah.
You put out the lies, God, and I see the truth. Oh. This
Fucking
was
hell.
so
Okay,
weird.
Okay, let me get through the
Power
thing.
through, power through.
It's not that it's not that complicated, but it is. So he's in Israel or something.
He's in Jerusalem, yeah.
He's in Jerusalem doing a thing, and then they were like, "Let's get on board this train to London."
He ultimately needs to go to London because
Yeah.
of another case.
Okay, so they all get on a train, which isn't actually that big, and there's like a dozen people on board, tops.
Yeah.
8.
Well, in
However many stab wounds there are.
There were 12.
yeah.
There were 12.
Yeah.
There's 12 people on this tiny train, and all of them know a guy.
I mean, they're jumping ahead there. They
Okay,
don't.
fine,
We
I'm
don't
just-
know that they
I'm
all
just-
know the
okay, I
guy.
just-
They are
really
all
hated
from
this film.
disparate backgrounds when you first meet them.
Yeah.
When you first meet them, you're like,
What a group
"Oh,
of strangers.
all of these people are on here. Look at how different they are.
Look at
not
how
talking to
waxen
each
their
other."
faces are as they just gaze meaninglessly at
Yeah.
the fuck happened in this film.
Okay,
Yeah.
and they're all on the train and just kind of talking and being people and like dropping clues that the audience is supposed to think are clues, which aren't. And Johnny Depp exists and he's a scumbag. And
And also, he plays a character.
he doesn't have to act really. He's
No.
just a scumbag. So Kenneth Branagh talks to him because he thinks there's someone after him because he's an Italian guy. No, he's not Italian.
He's
he
an-
wrote
Italians.
He's
some Italian mafia.
Johnny Depp is an antiques dealer who deals fake antiques, and wouldn't you know it, the Italian mob takes a dim view of fake antiques.
Yeah, so that happens. The train gets dumped on by an avalanche and derails, and they're stuck there. And then Johnny Depp is murdered by being stabbed 12 times
Yes.
after being drugged. So
I think the murder happens before the avalanche.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think that's part of the plan.
They
so
find
they
him,
get
and then
there
there's
so
a
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
and they're all
yeah.
like, "Oh fuck! Now we're stuck here with the murderer, and he
Okay.
will murder again."
yeah, a thing happens and the thing happens. Okay, so then they're just like, okay, who is it? It's my job to figure it out because I'm a world famous detective. And he just goes around interviewing everyone, and everyone's like, it wasn't me, it's fine. It was this guy because this reason. And the audience is kind of just like, I'm somewhat into this for like maybe half an hour. And then it was boring again. Because it was just kind of like, fucking hell. Like, there's too many red herrings. It's ridiculous. I'm not gonna go through all the characters.
I think you've just slagged off the whole murder mystery genre there.
It's just like there were too many red herrings.
There were so many. Okay, to be fair, they like reveal the killer like 3 times.
But they weren't red herrings though, were they?
Technically, all of those
All
were
the-
correct
Oh, fucking
because the
hell. Okay.
because the resolution of the movie.
The resolution of the movie is everyone on board had a turn at stabbing him.
Yep,
Literally.
everybody.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I feel like
The end.
the thing that really for me just made me go, oh dear.
All of it.
I mean, where to start? I mean, just
The
like
opening scene.
Poirot with his fucking eggs, and then he treads in shit, and then he does basically a fucking joke about a bar, and then
Wait, you missed the important part about treading in shit.
he has
He
to
treads
tread
in
in the
shit.
shit again.
And then with one foot, and then he's like, oh, it is the imbalance
Imbalance of the universe all over my
Right, and
shoes.
Step in the shit again.
Yes.
See, I thought you made that scene up when you told us it happened.
Yeah. No, we
That was real.
we have little faith
And then he sticks a cane
in the wall.
It reveals a killer of a different mystery. That killer runs in one direction, and then somehow Poirot has planned that he will run back towards the wall and straight into the cane without him seeing it.
I think-
Even though the guy who ran
He watched
saw
him
him
do it.
place the
Yeah,
cane.
he was right there the whole time. I think the thing that bothered me most was just the fact that nobody in this movie spoke like a real human at any fucking point.
Yeah.
It was-
What the fuck?
It was like they were just all sort of wheeled in, going, "Yeah, I knew Cassetti," and then he's all like, "Really?" He's like, "Yes, but wouldn't have you done it if he did in my old man the way that?" Just having these, it was almost like a really shit play,
It
but with
was,
quite high
yeah.
production values.
But they weren't even that high because like you're
Oh,
yeah, you're on
yeah,
a train.
CG
Like
train.
how much was the train to make? You're in 2 cars. And then the rest of it is CGI. They're not outside.
That CT train.
There was a lot of one shots though.
There were a lot
How-
of vertical camera shit.
It was
Yeah.
also shot on 65mm film.
Why? Who would film that on film?
I think it was film.
Kenneth
Oh,
motherfucking B-Rock
Also,
Branagh.
No one in that film was using their actual accent.
No,
No,
yeah.
everybody's
like,
accent is just
Why is
all
Leslie
over the
Odom
place.
Jr. using a terrible English accent? He's American.
Who?
The black guy.
Okay.
At least
He's in Hamilton.
I like that
never
Willem
saw-
Dafoe had a dodgy accent and then was called out for his dodgy accent and was like,
Drops it.
"Ah, you got me. Fuck it."
My question.
Why wasn't Olivia there? I can't
Olivia
remember.
Colman.
Why wasn't she on the header? Like
Who's
her
that?
name wasn't on the poster.
She's a really big. She's the maid of Judi Dench,
I
who looks
don't know.
after the little dog. She's a really good. She's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
She was wasted in this. I feel like everyone was wasted in this
I
film.
was supposed
Except
to
for Johnny
see
Depp.
Olivia Colman speak German though, just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
It
Yeah.
was okay too. I mean, they screwed up a little bit. But
Sean, you had a thought.
Yeah, it's what is Judy Dench's accent in this film?
Judi
Like,
Dench.
Vaguely,
I think it was
I don't know.
Vaguely Russian?
I
vaguely
don't know because
Russian.
it keeps going from like British to Russian to God knows what,
What?
and it's just like, and it was confusing the hell out of me.
Well, they reveal her name as Russian, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So probably Russian.
Here's a question for you, right? The fat guy who's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I
Josh
was
Gad.
stealing his money."
Hey, Olaf from
Josh
Frozen.
Gad.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he like is all like, "Yeah, I was stealing his money," but then he's all like, "Why did you burn his books?" "Oh, to stop you from stealing his money." But at the end, no one fucking cares that he was stealing the money. Like, not even Poirot, really. Poirot's like, "You were stealing his money. That's why you killed him." He's like, "No," and he's like, "I don't care." Well,
You got distracted.
what? Why
Yeah,
even burn the
Poirot's
book?
in the car driving away and it's like, oh shit, there's a
Oh,
money.
the fucking money! What about the Italian mob?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why burn the book? Why, like, be in a cloak?
Yeah.
Burn the book outside on a bridge.
Why not just throw it out the window?
Oh, yeah.
No one would have fucking.
You're on a fucking bridge.
Yeah, what are they gonna? Oh, look,
Yeah,
what
with a,
fucking
like,
got
windows
thrown
all-
out.
Like 100-foot like drop outside, just like gone, problem solved.
You know what? They could have thrown Johnny Depp out of the fucking train, and then there would have been no body. They would have just been like, "Ah, he's
They
gone.
wanted
What
to
could
stab
have
him.
happened?"
Well, they could have stabbed him first.
Yeah, just
and
throw
then
him out the
Well,
fucking
one
window
of the-
and the knife. They're on a train.
Their plan was like, forgive me, derailed.
Why are you? Morton's not here.
Someone has to be the
Their,
master.
their plan was put apart because the avalanche happened, and
But they'd already-
and Poirot wasn't supposed to be on the train, so they didn't expect the detective to be on the train. So they were like constantly improvising as they went.
Yeah, but
So-
someone
so-
opens a big window.
So
they're like,
the-
"Well, we've got this
but, like,
dead body."
If they know Poirot is like, yeah, but their plan was initially to put a bunch of different loads of like crazy red herrings, and by the time they got there,
Like,
all
lot of
gone,
bullshit.
The body would have been gone. They would have all separated.
By the way,
it.
what was the deal with? It was Keira Knightley, right?
No,
No.
it was Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley.
That was Daisy. Wow.
Why did you think that was Keira Knightley?
Because it looked like Keira Knightley, and I was like,
She's got too small of eyes to be Keira Knightley.
all right, fair enough. Daisy
How
Ridley.
small are Daisy Ridley's eyes?
Very,
Smaller.
very.
New segment on.
We gotta get into the eye size. What was the? Because I nipped out to the toilet, and because I was.
You missed everything.
Did I?
No. What?
What was
Yeah, she was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I can't tell you."
What was the deal with the whole kimono thing?
Oh, there wasn't one. She just happened to own one.
In
What?
the actual story, there is a lot more to do with the kimono.
Shocker.
Yeah, but I feel like they just cut it out.
Yeah, you'd pursue that in an actual mystery. You'd pursue the person you see fleeing the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Generally.
I've just figured it out. I figured out the moment for me that sold me on this movie being complete trash. Which you guys will have noticed this, especially Shay, because you were right next to me. There was a moment in the early stages of the film, after the whole I've trodden in shit and beaten someone up, he stuck a stick into the Wailing Wall. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, no
That's
one
not
was fazed by that.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's a religious artifact.
Also, I very much enjoyed you.
I'm here to recover a religious artifact. But
Bang!
destroy the rest.
But he goes to the bread shop and he meets bloke, and then you have the amazing bit where the Russian ballet dancer King Man motherfucking spin kicks a dude in the bar out of nowhere. It's like the most Jean-Claude Van Damme thing ever.
And then it's never talked about.
And everyone's like, whoa, it's like a ballet spin kick. I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, all right, I am in.
You've also got that weird bit where his wife comes up and it's just like, they freeze in time. It's like, what am I watching here? It doesn't make sense.
There were so many weird edits and so many. The whole. Again, this may work better in the novel, but the whole thing that, you have. Someone has been killed. But did you know he was actually this famous child killer? And I'm like, based on what?
Yeah, how do you
How do you know?
Based on a note.
A note that said, you killed a kid maybe, and he's like, he must be a kid killer. It's like, is he? They could just be in a movie full of red herrings. Why is that the only real herring?
And if a note that is partially burned says this guy killed a kid, this guy clearly killed a kid.
And again, why don't you just throw the fucking notes out the window? You're on a train that's in motion. I feel like they didn't make enough use of the train in their
agree.
murder.
I agree. They picked a hell of a setting to not do anything
Let's
with it.
spend untold thousands of pounds getting an entire crew of people onto the deluxe fucking Orient Express hoi polloi, all of them in first class, so we can murder this. Just hire a guy. This seemed
Okay, but the point was that they had all been hurt. So
They wanted
all got
closure.
One each stab.
Just really
of it.
get in there, Johnny Depp. Just
Each
I
got
love
like
how-
a stab, and each were able to
get
get
closure.
and
I love
justice.
how you guys are actually trying to plan a better way to murder Johnny Depp. In
Oh,
this film.
It'd be it's
To
easy.
be fair, like,
I mean, we'd be, who? There's not a jury in the land that would convict us.
Bravo would be like,
we would
I
play
cannot
out this
direct-
exact film.
I cannot reconcile.
I feel like we need to
You're-
try and get on a train with Johnny Depp and just be all like, alright. Hey Johnny, I know like 12 people on this train. Remind you of anything? And he's all like, this was fucking stupid. I don't know what else to say. Just like, I would say a flawed story with weird performances.
That was the thing about Murder on the Orient Express. It was meant to be that giant cliche. It's like, they're like, Agatha, you can't write a mystery where everybody did it. And she's like,
Watch
"Fucking
me.
Watch me.
She's like, hold my beer. I got this.
So this is actually how the
Hey,
original thing ended.
like
Yeah.
8 months later.
How the
your
fuck was
beer
this
got
made? Ever.
It was a hit back when
Why?
people read books. Because they're like, you can't have everyone murder one person.
I mean, it is, like, I imagine for the time, if it would have been like, oh shit, there's no way you can figure it. Oh, it was and then you go, wait a minute, that's fucking stupid. And you also go, wait a minute, you telegraph this really hard from the fact that everyone had this one connection to this one thing that meant that they would want to kill.
And are all coincidentally on this one train.
Well, no, she hired them. Did everybody love it when what's her chops? Lady who got the stab in the.
Pfeiffer?
Was that Michelle Pfeiffer's?
Yeah.
Yep.
Papyrus?
Michelle Pfeiffer's.
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer's. When she like dramatically pulled off her wig.
Oh,
yeah. Well, what did that achieve? Why did you have
It
blonde
revealed
hair?
her identity of having brown hair.
Because because that picture gave away so much. That very blurry picture.
What
Yeah.
picture? Were we
The-
even shown a picture?
No, there was the picture of her sat on a piano in like profile that Judi Dench had. No, not Judy. Was it Judi
Yeah,
Dench?
Judi
Yeah,
Dench.
Judi Dench had the picture. Also, why was Willem Dafoe's fake character racist?
Yeah, no,
It was the idea that like no one was meant to know each other.
So he thought,
like-
I know, instead of pretending not to know these people, I'll be a racist.
Yeah.
Because
Instead of just being
fuck
friendly
you,
to
black
this guy,
man.
I'll just be an asshole. It makes no sense.
Also, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and they were like, "Oh, you must come, Hercule Poirot. There has been a murder on the Nile. Death on the Nile
is another Christie,
and
yeah.
I don't want
that-
it to happen."
That doesn't mean there's
Sequel bait.
Sequel.
They're gonna-
This film has done really well at box office.
Oh no.
Why? Who let this guy be a leading man?
It's Kenneth. This is the thing. I feel like I want to defend Kenneth Branagh a bit.
He did a really good job in Much Ado About Nothing, and that's it.
He did. Much Ado was good fun. He's like. He's a very good British stage actor. He's got a lot of clout. He's not a bad director. Despite
Not
what
a
we have
good
just
one.
seen, I think he's bad when he's directing himself.
Yeah.
It's who. Oh God.
What are you selling to me right now?
I don't
You
even
didn't
know.
finish.
I don't even know. I just keep thinking of all the bits where like people just sat in windows and looked at things.
So many windows.
Screens.
There were so many windows.
So much of the camera going behind like glass things and being like, oh, it's like there's multifaceted angles. There's not. They're all really fucking two-dimensional and uninteresting and boring and weird puppet people.
But they're trying to be multidimensional by showing all the reflections.
Ah.
It's more that their truths are refracted.
Ugh,
Did it.
what the fuck?
just woven. Like it was.
On a scale,
Someone else talk.
On a scale of Pirates of the Caribbean 5 to The Mummy, where does this fall?
See, here's the
And
thing.
which end of the scale are
This
those?
is better than Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
I don't know. I had more
I would-
fun with
That-
Pirates
I
of the
stayed awake
Caribbean
for
That is
this
five.
the one I didn't
stayed
see,
awake.
but I was on the podcast for, and I still don't understand what that.
Pirates of the
was.
Caribbean 5 was us with it spawned an entire podcast, off the back of how fundamentally awful it was. But I felt like it was more entertainingly awful. This was like this was like a dirge. Like you were being dragged
It's true.
agonizingly through the streets going, no, I don't want to watch it.
Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Which of those films did you have to watch Johnny Depp for more of?
Oh, the Pirates.
Pirates of
one,
the Caribbean.
Right?
Yeah.
But fuck you.
Yeah.
I feel like with Pirates I was more accustomed to it because it's like you go and you're like, there's gonna be a fuckload of Johnny Depp, and you're just like, alright, whereas I knew that Johnny Depp was in this, and then we got to see him stabbed.
Yeah,
So-
I was very pleasantly surprised at how quickly he dies.
It was,
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well, I mean, there was
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, but it was nice.
enemy of the podcast, Johnny Depp. We should try and get him on one day. That'd be great fun.
We should tell him that Barnaby wants to talk. This is an Australian joke.
What?
One of our ministers wanted to kill his dogs.
Yeah, you had to apologise to Australia.
That was better acting than I ever seen in any of his films.
That's a good regional get, that is. We're really like tapping into the Antipodean audience right now. Anyone got any rational thought or even irrational thoughts?
It's all gone.
Just
I don't actually
And
remember
the thing
anything.
is, at the end of it, he's all like, oh, there is only logic, except, oh, actually, there's justice. It means I don't report anyone. And he's like, don't worry, my friend who owns this train, he's a shitty person. He'll just lie.
Alonzi!
Yeah, off to the Nile!
also the train continued, so now there's that guy who's like, I'm on board with 12 murders, having to take them somewhere. I'm the only witness.
Have I stolen any
Even
children?
my conductor guy is in on it. I was serving them
my God.
champagne.
What was with the lady playing the piano?
Yeah, where did she come from? We never see her again. just never acknowledged.
Oh yeah, it's just because only the people who are staying in the
carriage.
Oh yeah, 'cause
carriage.
it couldn't be the piano player or the chef. No, it has to be these.
Well, because
people.
the whole that kind of falls apart because if you realise that the conductor was in on it, which they figure out like right at the end, apropos of fucking nothing.
Yeah.
He's all just like, also, Michelle, you were the sister of this person who also was hurt. He's like, oh my god, he figured out how. That's not detective work. That's just saying, by the way, magic. But if he was in on it, then theoretically fucking anyone could have killed.
Yeah.
I want a cut where it's just like everyone on the train. It's just, yeah!
And you was the third cousin or the uncle of the child. And you once delivered milk to that.
And you, Johnny Depp once snubbed you in an elevator. Stab!
There is a lot of just, especially in that end bit within The Last Supper, with everybody, where it's just like, and I'm like, hang on, how did you get to, like, did I miss something? And it's just
the
like...
black guy's like goes from strangling Poirot being like, why aren't you dead yet? And I was like, now
nowhere.
I'm at a table. And Poirot's like, I got off the train and you are magically... There's so much weird fucking editing in this where it's just like people's locations don't make sense.
Which doesn't make sense because it's such a tiny space. How could you miss that?
Also, I guess a big part of the like murder when you're solving things in such a tiny space is location is important.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah.
Where
like,
people are at every current time.
I'm pretty sure in the novel they don't have this Last Supper thing. They do it in the actual carriage,
Good.
and everybody's like, oh, "But you did it," and they're like, "Ah." It's like, no.
But they had to have it in the Last Supper because
Yeah.
then Kenneth Branagh's hair was like all messed up a little bit, and he was in like the wind
And those
And his
double
moustache was
moustaches.
notably grayer. He seemed to de-age in the next scene. Like, his moustache was much darker, like in the next
Yeah.
fucking scene, where he's like, I have cleaned myself up. Now I am presentable, Poirot.
So that was a fake mustache, right? Like everyone can tell. You can
Yeah.
see
Yeah, I
the
mean,
fucking glue lines. on
Yeah.
there.
Awful.
What the hell? You
It-
think like thing number one they're gonna do a close-up of for the entire film is make a decent mustache. Spend a couple months growing one.
I don't even think he had the shame to grow something like that.
Why did he need one? Was it
Because
relevant?
Poirot has a moustache. That's
Why
like a
was it meant to
thing.
look like this? I even googled it. That's like, I can't remember his
For-
name.
for
That
podcast
seems
listeners,
completely unnecessary.
That's David Suchet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. So we've dragged ourselves like a train going through an avalanche to final thoughts.
or some people
Christ,
have
I'm
come
s-
and shoveled us out to help.
Yeah, I feel like it's rare I'm this defeated by a film. It just goes like with stuff like The Mummy or with Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever, like it's entertainingly shit
Yeah.
and fucking hilarious. And like with Valerian, I love that film. It's so fucking mental. This was just unsettling and anyway. Final thoughts. Sean, give me a final thing to help, please. God.
That's been going into this. I really wanted to be an absolutely terrible shitstorm of a film where we just laughed our ass off hysterically, and it was just a terrible film overall. This just made me bored. I was struggling to keep myself awake at times. The fact that he spent about an hour of the film interrogating people, and it just goes on.
Well, I mean,
and
that
on.
kind of goes with the genre, though. It is murder mystery, and a lot of it is going, was it you? No, not me.
Yeah.
But was it you? No. Oh, well.
But it's just
That's
it's
like
just,
the thing.
But the pace is just like it just goes on and on and on, and it's just like.
Well, the mic's definitely going to pick that one up. There it is.
What you just heard is my boredom hitting the ground. And it's
It is
just-
head hitting the table, more accurately. Shay.
I got what I hoped for. I hoped for a bad film, but a bad film of like 15 years ago. Like films that came out 15 years ago and they were terrible, and I missed those films.
Give me
Instead of superhero films.
give me like a thing that was either like an equivalent.
Oh, I quite like this film, but around the 180 days.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before we actually
and-
started watching.
Other films too. I can't think right now, but
Escape from Witch Mountain.
sure.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, that kind of like wholesome adventure-y kind of
Yeah, like
pulpy feel.
it's a film for all the family, and everyone's gonna go.
Oh, your
And
kids
then-
would be
and then-
so bored
and then
in
they
this
leave,
film.
and then they leave like, and they're happy, and they never talk about it again.
Except for the, occasionally, like the Daisy Ridley and the guy she ends up with just saying, "Remember when we killed Johnny Depp? Ah, good times." Racy.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I'd probably sooner watch a cat vomit.
All right.
Yeah.
Really specific.
I can't get the TV movie out of my head. I just really love the TV movie, and like the whole character of Hercule Poirot was all wrong. Like that's just not the character. He's all not.
I hear the whole thing of him staring wistfully at a photo of a woman is a new addition for this film.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine. Oh, that's about all I have.
No
The
context
greatest
for it.
mystery is, who are you?
Yeah. Where did I get this photo?
He's meant to be just constantly frustrated. Just like, you anger me. Why are you talking? Stop talking. Just stop talking. I already heard enough. Stop talking. And then he just sort of like stares at me. Was like, tell me more, and then I'm gonna have my own external monologue towards the camera and almost cry with my beautiful blue eyes.
They were
and
very
double
beautiful
mouth
eyes.
loving
I don't think any of us can knock Kenneth Branagh's eyes.
I don't think they were
No.
real. Because
He actually just has like
color
flesh.
throughout the film. Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah, there was some shots where they were extremely
eyes changed
saturated,
colour?
and then in some other shots they were really desaturated.
Would you
Yeah.
say his eyes were bigger or smaller than Daisy Ridley?
They were midway between Daisy Ridley and Keira Knightley on the scale of eyes.
How
The
big are
Britney
Johnny
eye
Depp's
scale.
eyes?
Not small enough.
I'm gonna say they're closed because he's dead.
Oh. EJ, final thoughts, please.
It is rare that I expect Justice League to top a film, but
I'm really
expect
looking. I know Shay would.
Justice League
Sorry.
to top this film. That is how bad it was.
See, I know that Shay is like, oh, thank God we didn't have to watch a superhero movie this time. I'm still really excited for Justice League.
I'm excited for Justice League.
I think it's gonna be a big train wreck, but it's gonna be a fun train wreck.
Bobby saw it.
Stop
Yeah.
saying
Told me
train wreck.
everything.
Yeah.
Despite her non-disclosure agreement, I now know what she thought of Justice League.
And with the sound of the done time alarm, it's time to end the. Oh, I need to do my final thoughts.
It was. Oh yeah.
This
final
this
thoughts.
movie made me want to eat my own face and then stab Johnny Depp with it. That's about it.